Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel, and we're back in Upland, a virtual real estate game slash investment platform. And today we're talking about Detroit, which was just released, and their little contest they're having this week, and how I'm going to participate in that. And we'll talk a little bit about how I did in the release, the collections, some mistakes I made too, and go into that as well. And there's some other exciting news in Upland too that we'll go over here as well. All right. Now, of course, I have a real real estate investing channel too, Mark Ferguson Invest for More. And that has tons of information on my flips, rentals, being an agent, and the actual deals we're doing as well there. So make sure you check that out. We love the likes, comments, shares, so keep those coming too. All right. Now, we are in Detroit right now, as you can see. And the collections were announced last week. And I'm going to start with some of the mistakes I made. Detroit has worked out well for me. If I go to my properties here, I started Detroit, or I started before the Detroit release with about 7.1 million UPX net worth, and I have not had any referrals, bought any thing with U.S. money. I haven't bought any UPX, and we're up to 7.7 million. So it's been pretty good so far, and I've had all my properties pretty much off the market the last few days in Detroit, and I'll tell you why here. So it's done okay. But I did make some mistakes in the collection release, and I talked about that in my last video, what my plan was and goal was. And what it was is I was on Discord waiting for the announcement of where the collections would be, and then once it's announced, I hop on here and try and buy properties that are for sale that might be underpriced. So what I ended up doing is buying some properties in Jefferson Chalmers, and let's see, I don't think we bought any in East Village. I did that later. Or maybe I bought one in East Village, some on Grand Avenue, and some in Midtown, and a bunch over here in Brightmoor. And so I think that strategy can work, but I just overestimated the value of the properties in those collections, and I think I overpaid for some of them doing it. So I should be more careful. You get kind of caught up in that stuff, but I definitely paid too much for some of the Grand Avenues properties here. You know, I thought I was getting a good deal by paying 79,000, or no, that's what I'm asking for it. 45,000. No, I have that way overpriced. For this Grand Avenue one, and it turns out you can buy them for 20-some thousand now. I did not think they'd be priced that low. So right now I'm upxland.me, and we've talked a lot about this site lately and how Detroit's not on here, but I'm going to show you something here. So if I go on here, Detroit is still not here. And so people say you can clear your cache. And another thing you can do is just, I don't know if you can see this, it's behind my face. I just right-click the home screen, said open in incognito screen. So that obviously won't have my cache either. And do a property search there. And then Detroit shows up. So it is on there. You just have to either clear your cache, open an incognito screen, to get the properties there. So let me show you what I'm talking about with Grand here. We can click over here and look at the collections. Click here and say for sale. We'll do just the UPX. Click here and do sale price. And we can see everything is for sale on Grand. You can see 26,000 now on Grand Boulevard. And it's a purple collection, which, you know, definitely not standard, but there's just, it's a huge road with a ton of properties. And I didn't really realize that. So I overpaid for a few properties there. I'll be fine, but just something to think about when doing that strategy that I was using there. Now, if we go back out here, some of the properties I bought in Midtown, again, I probably overpaid for them too, thinking that would be, I paid $75,000 for it. It's pretty big. I paid $68,000 for that. And if we go back to my incognito screen to Midtown, you know, I thought those would be good deals too. And we can check here. You can get some for 40, so they're definitely smaller, right? A lot smaller than mine. And that one big one I bought for 70 some probably will be just fine in the long run. But I just got a little excited there. Now, on the other hand, if we go to Brightmoor, let's see what's for sale there. 10,000. Ooh, the price dropped here. The price was definitely higher yesterday and the day before. I might just go buy those, actually, because that's part of my plan here. Oops. I don't know if it's going to work or not. But Brightmoor is kind of the just standard, most affordable collection there is. And that one I did jump on here and buy a bunch of properties for like 5,000 to 6,000. That worked out great. All of those I sold for almost double. I came back and bought more of them. These are all ones I bought again for a little cheaper. And I've just been buying, if I see stuff around that 10,000 price, I've just kind of been buying it, assuming they're going to get up higher. Because that's kind of what happened in some of the other collections in Los Angeles, is at first, they seemed pretty cheap and not much was going on. But given enough time, the prices just slowly rose and slowly rose. And so that was good to see. And I'm going to tell you why else I'm doing this here too in just a second. All right, I'll buy those. And then we also have had quite a few of my, not quite a few, but a few of my big properties sell that I traded for. So I bought some properties on Woodward. I got some great placement, right, when I first started. And we have the video of that, of me buying during the release, where I bought, 3 properties along Woodward and in Brush Park too, which I bought some more properties right after the collections were announced there. And I still have one of them, this theater, which I think is really cool. But I traded for a property on Mulholland. I think I traded for a property in Bel Air. And I think I just sold one of them. So even though I hit like a double collection, Brush Park and Woodward, I sold them before the collections were announced. I'm still fine with that because I still made 150, or sold them for 150 some thousand. And now even these are still, that's 475, but 420. You can get stuff on Woodward for way cheaper than that. So I still think I made a good choice. And then I bought some really tiny ones in Brush Park. What did I pay for that one? 66, 66, and 80. And then if I go here, I can look at Brush Park and see. Hopefully it proves me right. Last time I checked, at least. Stuff is cheaper here again. So it was up yesterday, like 90,000 was the floor, and now we're seeing the floor drop again. So there could be a reason why we're seeing the floor drop. And we'll zoom out here, and I'll tell you why. So here's Detroit, and then here is the announcements for Detroit, the Thrifty Trader Challenge in Detroit. And so the Thrifty Trader Challenge is when you flip properties from March 14th today at 9 a.m., which is not quite now, but a little later, to midnight on Thursday. They track what properties you sell, your profit margin, how many you sell, and who you sell them to. And so they have some kind of formula that comes up with how you're scored for this. And the top 200 players will receive a new block trader with an engine. That's actually pretty cool. And some UPICs. And then I believe the players who place in the top 100 will also win Spark as a reward. I need to check on that because if we go back here, you can see my block trader, which I finally switched out from the original one, is the LA Thrifty Trader. And I think I got 66th in that. And I don't think I ever got any Spark. I'll have to look into that. But anyway, but this shows, this is their rewards, right? If you get first place, 250,000, 0.4 Spark. But then, let's see here. Oh, brackets. Those are the brackets. So I definitely should have gotten some Spark. I'll have to look into that and see. Because I got my block trader, and I don't know if I got any UPICs either. Maybe I did. But basically, you just want to sell properties. Now, if you sell them at a loss, that's not good. But they judge it on profit, how that all works. And so that is why I took all my properties off the market the last few days, because I wanted to wait to try and sell them until today. And so it will be interesting if a bunch of properties come on the market today and we see the floors drop a lot more while people try and sell stuff. I could definitely see that happen. And then it'll just be interesting, but that's my plan. And then I still have stuff on Grosho, whatever, G Road. That's been a very good road for me too. Made a lot of money there. We bought a ton of properties on that, and bought some properties in East Village, that collection too. And so overall, it's been great. I made a few mistakes overpaying for some properties, but I think I'll be fine in the long run. And then yeah, I've just been buying a lot of properties over here, and none of these are for sale yet. And I'm hoping, I'm not like making a super huge profit on these. Like I paid $10,000, but over the next few days, hopefully that floor will rise up, and I'll be able to sell some of those for just a little profit, and it will help with the Thrifty Trader block challenge. That's the plan. All right, so that is what's going on there. And then one other interesting thing we'll have to talk about here a little later is Upland announced. Oh, the suspense is killing me. They're more car stuff. So they definitely gonna have cars at some point, racing, all kinds of stuff. So let's see here. Oh, they're having an AMA, but it'll be really cool to see that happen. I'm a car guy. They even have a Lamborghini for their that's a Huracan graphic here. I have a Lamborghini Diablo, so that's cool to see. I actually bought another car last week that I'll have to surprise people with here when it shows up. I have to ship it from Florida, but there's a lot of information here if you want to read it about racing, cars, all that stuff. And they're building a manufacturing plant in Santa Clara, I believe, was what they said too. So that's kind of cool. But more information on that. And I'm actually going to be on vacation the rest of this week, so I might not have too many videos coming up. But will be cool to see what happens here. Oh, I'll collect my money here. And then, yeah, we'll see how the Thrifty Trader goes. I need to look into that to see if I got any spark or not. I'm not sure exactly how to see that. I think I got an email somewhere that said I had got my block trader. But we'll see all that. All right, thanks for watching. Love the comments, likes. Keep those coming. We'll be back with more. And let me know how you're doing and what your plans are in the game.